Hello, today we will try to connect from our automation server to our network infrastructure, and to be more precise, we will connect to our router 1 and router 2 to execute some command lines. So to do that, I will enable from my FNG only router 1 and router 2, and router 3, router 4 still down just to optimize in my memory. And after that, I will connect to router 1 just to check some prerequisites. So here I will connect using my username admin and password admin. I will do the show running configuration and I will look for username just to check the configuration. So here my username is admin, and here I insist that the username should be the same for all routers. Now I check the SSH is enabled and it is in version 2, and the loopback also is well configured on my router. So here I take the loopback and I try to check the connectivity between the server and the router. With the ping test is okay. I do the same for the second router. Okay, now I will try to simulate an SSH connection using an SSH command line. So the syntax is admin at, and here I should put the address of my router. So here is, I will take this from ping test, it's more fast. Okay, so here I succeed to access to my router remotely. Okay, now let's do that with Python. I will use for that Napalm. Napalm is a Python library and is dedicated for iOS routers. So from Napalm I will import a network driver. So here I will import a get network driver. Also I can import pretty print just if I want to print some message. Next, here I will create a new variable driver. As I told you, our routers are iOS Cisco routers. So here I need to import this library, get network driver for iOS. Next, the output, where I will save the information coming from our network. So here the output will be a dictionary. Then I will create my for loop, so for host in. If you remember, we create the second video a host loopback ticket. This variable contains routers and IP address. So for host in hostess loopback ticket, I create my IP is the hostess loopback ticket for host. Then I will put try except expression to catch error. So then I will announce our device network is a driver, and here I give it the IP and the username, which is admin, and the password also admin. After that, my device network dot open. So here I open the SSH connection between my server and the router. And here for output host, it will be equal to my device network dot, and here I will use the function get interfaces. So get interfaces is the same like show interfaces description that I can run on my routers. Okay. Finally, I can close my connection. And now I can code my accept expression. So if I detect an error, I will print an error message. So here I will print the host and error to connect. Okay, now I execute. It's okay. To check, I can print my output keys, that's to check routers taken. So here I will find router 1 and router 2. Yes, router 1 and router 2. So for router 1 I can see what information collected from the network. Okay, so here I found all interfaces of my router and some other information is up or not, last flapped, MTU, speed, MAC address. So I will take the first interfaces, which is 0/0. It's connected to my server, and I will check it directly on my router. Yes, so Ethernet 0/0 is up and is connected to my automation server. Okay, I do the same for the second router. It's fine. Okay, now I will format the information. We will see later why we will do that. Okay, so I will create a new variable called interfaces data. So it's a list. Now I will create a loop for hosts in output. Then I will do for interfaces or for interface in output of host. So here I will add a new test. This test has to check if my interface starts with Ethernet. Why? Because in the output I will find loopback and interface VLAN. But for me, I need only physical interfaces. If the test is okay, I will create a row which is dictionary, and I will put my host, which equal to host. The address is my IP, so here I can call host loopback dictionary of host. Then the administration state. We saw it before, it's is enabled field. So here I will put app if output of interface of is enabled is true, else is down. So if output interface is enabled, else down, and I will do the same for operational state. So here I copy copy paste the same expression and I update. Here is up and operation or upper state. I can add also the description. Is equal to output interface description. Okay, it's enough. Now I can run. Before that, I add the row to my interfaces data. So I will use the append function. So interfaces data dot append row. Okay, now I run the code. It seems like I have a problem. Yes, I need to add host before interface. So here I have to update all lines with host before interface. Okay, now I can run the code. Yes, to check, I will print interfaces data. Okay, so now we can see clearly a list of dictionary, and in each element I have information about host, interface, address, and the state of the interface. Okay, now I create this format because I will need to import this information as a data frame in Pandas. So here I will use this library Pandas to process information like a data scientist. So here I import Pandas as a PD. The data frame is equal just pd.dataframe, and here I will give it the interface data. Okay, I execute it. Now I will use head to display all the first 5 lines. Okay, so here I see clearly my information. It seems like I forget interface, so here I update my loop. I will add interface is equal to ATF. Yes, I run it. I import information as a data frame. I display. Okay, now I can see interface column with all information. Here, defaultly, it will display 5 lines, but I can change it to 40, for example, to see all interfaces. And here, as you can see, we start to display interfaces 4 out of 2. Okay, now let's do some tips with data frame. I will create a data frame count. So here I will count for each router the number of interfaces which are up and down. So here I will do a pivot table. So pd dot pivot table. I will give it the data frame, values, interfaces. The index will be the host. Next columns is operation state, upper state, and I will use the aggregation function count. Okay, I execute it. There is a problem. Okay, I need to update the interface. Yes. Now I can display the F count to see the result. Head. Okay, so here I have for each host, for each router, the number of interfaces down and up. Now just for example, I can plot this information as an histogram bar. So here I will import the matplotlib as a pplot, and I will do df count, and here I will put 2 columns up and down. Dot plot, and here I will precise the kind of graph. It will be a bar. H stacked is true, so up down in the same bar, not separated bar. Also I can choose the color, so here the color I will put red and green. So red for up interfaces and green for down interfaces. So up is occupied, green is available. Next, I will put a label for my axis. So X label is interfaces and Y label is host. Okay, now I display my graph, and as you can see here, I have a bar graph showing the number of occupied and available port. So it can be a report that show me the state of our network infrastructure.